in the bottom lane. It was probably the most successful that we've seen the bottom lane of OMG.
Yeah, it was. They played particularly well when they had low in the starting lineup. And you see already on OMG's side, they get rid of the Rek'Sai. That's a very strong clear love pick. And Uzi doesn't want to play against that Urgot.
Yeah, Urgot going to be hitting the bench, but EDG going to be banning away the nerfed Lissandra here, as well as Uzi's Kalista, an understandable one to be banned away here on the red side. Don't want to let that Kalista go through, and we've been seeing a lot of her, but not this game.
Yeah, and I wonder what else OMG will hit back with here. Maokai actually being banned away.
Oh no, banning away Lowe's Maokai?
Just making sure that
Ruining my dreams.
Maintains a 100% win ratio with that one. Lulu also hitting the bench, so no top lane Lulu going to come through here, and it looks like it will be the Sejuani as the first pickup. Yeah,
Sejuani going to be locked away. Of course, going with some pretty telltale summoner spells already. We'll see what they have planned here for the top lane, but EDG going to answer back with their couple of picks here, and it is going to be a LeBlanc hover here for Pawn, but not going to be the case just yet as they're still cycling through some options, and we'll see what Clearlove decides to take away here for EDG. And they've got a lot here that can be picked up because, of course, there are so many contested picks in this 5.6 patch. It's just ridiculous. I mean, the likes of Nautilus is still there. Cho'Gath for the mid lane, all crazy things.
Yeah, there certainly is. You can't really look past... Wow, that's a bottom lane that's probably going to be picked away straight away. So they go with the Sivir and they go with the Annie. A lot of engage coming out of the bottom lane, and we'll see what they want to run here. I'm interested to see whether Ji Young willing to pick up Syndra. Of course, is a very big Syndra player.
But switching over between pretty standard Gangplank and LeBlanc there. So we'll see what he does decide to go with in the end. It looks pretty decided here on the LeBlanc pick, and Loveling now able to decide on what he wants to take there. And that is a Shyvana hover, so going. He's going to try his hand at the Smite top lane Shyvana, like Flandre, like Flame.
Yeah, certainly going to go up into that top lane, see if he can kill as many Grumps as Flandre did.
Hard deft.
Just ignore it for now. And you see the LeBlanc come through. Of course, still a very strong pitch on the current pick on the current pack. Able to delete either Mako or Deft with the shorter range carries coming through there. And talking about things that aren't currently a strong pick, throw a Kali in there because she's not great.
No, not at the moment. Of course, not being able to proc that mark with her auto with her E does make her a little bit
if she couldn't do it with her auto attack, she'll be completely on.
That'd probably remove her from anything possibly here, but Koro's going to be taking that Hecarim into the top lane. Very standard looking here for EDG thus far. They haven't picked up Pawn's pick yet, and Uzi straight onto the Jinx and low. He's got the Janna, so a lot of disengage, a lot of protection for this this Jinx.
Yeah, there certainly is, and they have a very beefy, threatening late game lineup coming through here, OMG, with maybe just a little bit of support through the mid game coming through by that LeBlanc, and we'll see exactly what the response is for EDG, because that's a very well-rounded OMG lineup right now. Looks like they're currently going with the Twisted Fate. That's a brave matchup, willing to take that one into a LeBlanc. But that's what they've decided.
Yeah, Pawn looking to pick that one up. Probably wants to focus on the rest of the map, because you have to think that it's going to be very, very difficult going up against a LeBlanc. And we haven't seen Jiang here in the mid lane for quite some time, but does have a pretty decent matchup that Pawn's actually opted into.
Yeah, he certainly has. And we saw Jiang play support, and he played it on point. His skill shots were really good coming through there. So from memory, teamed up with San, who was playing a lot of Graves at the time and was very successful.
Graves at the time? You mean Graves forever?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't playing it when he was playing top lane, Atlas. He was playing Nah.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. But let's go over the lineups here, ladies and gentlemen, as He's going to take the Dragon up against the Horse, and Loveling on the Piggy here against the Yeti.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
Yep. And if we get away from animals, we'll see LeBlanc versus Twisted Fate in the mid lane. That's a very interesting matchup for Pawn to pick into.
Yeah, very interesting. Meanwhile, on the other side, it is going to be the Jinx counter pick into the Sivir that we were discussing a whole lot at the beginning of the season. And Low versus Mako here, the Janna versus the Annie, and it's engage versus disengage here on the bottom side.
Yeah, it certainly is. They want to use their superior range to really poke the Sivir out of the lane. Uzi wants to take it to Deft in a counter pick. People argue that it's not really that much so until you get some AD, but you throw a Janna support in there and you get AD from level 1.
Yep, no problem there at all. Of course, Eye of the Storm, a pretty decent tool there in order to really buff up your AD carry, and Uzi is going to have all the tools that he needs. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hop onto the Rift and see how this one goes. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, EDG taking on OMG, as we are going to be onto the Rift very, very soon. Here we are.
Who had that louder chant there, Atlas? Was it OMG or EDG?
I'm not entirely sure, but Low is definitely caught out here. Forced to use that flash as a ricochet going across multiple members. The stun card is there, lands it onto Low, and EDG, they pick up first blood onto Pawn, and I don't think that there could be any worse player to get that one if you're an OMG fan.
Yeah, there certainly isn't. You're an EDG fan, on the other hand. You are extremely happy. Goes back, picks up a ring, so he's got a ring, a bottle, and some biscuits for himself.
Oh, man, he's ready to get married and have something
some
to
cookies,
eat. Yeah. Not entirely sure. It's Christmas time, and he's got a ring for Christmas. Something like that. I'm going with the cookies and milk thing, but it doesn't really work with the flask. Let's get off this topic, as now Pawn going to be heading back towards this mid lane. Not going to have too many very deep wards here to scout out any lane swaps, and it looks like we're going to have standard lanes here. EDG, Deft and Mako more than happy to go against what is arguably a counter matchup.
Yeah, they certainly are, but there's already a kill in their lane, so the assist would have been helped out there. And I like the fact that you kept it jovial with the Christmas theme and didn't go with a divorced person drinking alcohol out of a flask and eating cookies.
I like how you've gone back to it here as well. That's my favorite bit.
Well, I was a little bit disappointed by your effort there, so I just thought I'll bring it back up. As we see the jungle camps with both the smites being able to take these ones away relatively quickly, actually.
Yeah, the Observer very confused about where to stay here on this map.
Because everyone's just taking everything in the jungle. This is something we've seen more and more with the evolution of the top lane meta, as I've come to call it, because it actually isn't even top lane anymore. We just run around with 4 junglers the whole game.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's kind of like it, as Uzi's going to take an auto attack here from Mako, as both of these laners trying their very best to get this one to level 2. Of course, that ricochet very, very helpful in the hands of Deft.
Certainly
and level 2 has been hit.
Even though they picked up one of the Krugs, I believe, on the bottom side, Uzi and Low, they've been forced out a little bit by the ricochet, so...
And you can see already, I mean, Deft able to clear out that whole wave before the other one gets to the turret. And that
good
is a
shield from Low.
Yeah, really nice shield. Low's shield timing has actually been really strong. And Uzi, that farming under the turret, stunning. It's really hard to get last hits on creeps with Zap, because that thing is so delayed. I talk about last hitting under turret a little bit too much now.
No, I like it. It's probably one of my... It's relaxing. It's like watching a waterfall.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Pawn actually going to lock a gold card here, looking to try and pressure Jiang.
Just making sure he can't dive in with the W there. Gold card has great zoning potential in the mid lane, so that's all Pawn's using it for. Of course, also wants to be a cowboy, so rocking that skin at the moment.
Not too bad. Dragon versus Horse up here.
Horse tends to win this matchup early.
That's really interesting, considering just how this works as far as, you know, dragons and horses.
Yeah, but no.
It's working out quite well
the Rainbow Pony
so far.
Does work, mate.
Is Shyvana going to get to a point where she can just freely push the wave and then go and counter?
Well, that's what happens. All that she does in the end is push much quicker and ignore Toro.
It was actually the matchup that we saw Flandre take the Shyvana into the first time, and he definitely didn't have too much of a worry there, as he was just killing Gromps left, right, and center.
Oh, the Gromp Slayer.
The poor Gromps spawn.
It's just such a priority on this page. And oh, wow, already a 4-man gank coming into the bottom lane. Clearlove and Pawn have teamed up together. They might go in there. They've been a warning ping, though, so OMG know what's up.
They know what's up, but do they have enough in order to stop this one? As it is going to be heading towards there. You can see that they did walk past a ward, as our kind observer going to be showing you.
Oh, does the Sejuani face check. They're going around. They've been spotted, and they're out.
Yep, locks the gold card and wanders away.
And Pawn blows his flash to get back to mid lane ASAP.
He's ghosting to the mid.
Sorry, Ghost, not Flash.
I would have liked the Flash as well, but he wants to make sure he can get towards a cannon creep potentially there, as Uzi's going to get stunned up. Deft actually taking a fair bit of damage there as the zap comes through, but Deft says thank you for the mana. as the Boomerang is going to secure the cannon for himself there as well. But this wave definitely pushing back here towards EDG. And it might be time for OMG to set up for a potential dive. Of course, Sejuani relatively tanky here at this stage at full health.
There's a lot of creeps there. They don't want to go in on anything near it, so Def just happy to pick up things under the turret. He'll be farming out, of course. One thing that I don't like about the tanky meta at the moment, Atlas, is that all the junglers are huge and creeps get in your way.
Yeah, that is certainly a problem. Bristle is... Yeah, I'm not going to say it because Bristle gets a little bit upset about that one, of course. But Jiang able to farm out that wave.
Are you trying to say that Bristle's a bit health conscious at the moment, Atlas?
Maybe. It's a big boar. It's a very big boar. Is Uzi going to get stunned up here again? That's a nice Boomerang over the top as Uzi actually trying to get out of the way. Oh my goodness, really nice spell shield to block the zap as Def just going to auto-attack some creeps here and Mako going to take a lot of damage. The Storm back off cooldown, and Lowe's use of this shield has been fantastic in this lane so far, but Uzi at the moment very, very low. And Deft hasn't even used his potion yet.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's been happy to keep a hold of that one. Wants to make sure that he's just using his auto attacks to stay nice and healthy at the moment. And the Ricochet doing a little bit of work on Uzi. Just pointing out Pawn's build. He's gone Boots 2 again on his Twisted Fate.
He's gone Mercury's Treads as well.
Yeah, but I like the Mercury Tread pickup just because of the fact that he needs a little bit of MR. And if you're going to go no combat in the mid lane, just going to go Boots 2 for the ganking potential that it does bring, you probably need to be a little bit safer against Jiang there. So I do agree with what he's gone with, but this is a very selfless build that we've seen come through a couple of times now, I believe. And
yeah.
It really is... I don't know whether it's going to work against some of the better mid laners. It probably won't even work against Jiang, you know, who's already started to zone, although Pawn's got a pretty good CS advantage here as we see some harass come through. Oh, it doesn't take any damage.
He's not too worried about that one, of course, the Mercury's Treads. Like you mentioned, offering a bit of that magic resist. He's going to be A-OK, able to use those wild cards in order to clear out the wave as well, and continues to have pretty decent CS advantage in about 7 at this stage. Cookie Monster heading towards this bottom side as well as he's discovered by a pink ward. Loveling hanging around the area as well. And the Dragon looking like it's being looked at here by EDG.
Yeah, so first red buff being picked up. Going. He's doing some counter jungling.
Pretty
He's going to get the Raptor sense. I didn't even think about that. That is... Oh, there's so much cool things about smart top laners at the moment. He's going to run over a ward. It's his, so he's not going to be able to sweep it out.
Unfortunate. Actually just scouting about this jungle here just to make sure that there's no vision. And you're right. It's sort of like having a scanner that goes off only when you need it. As Koro is actually going to find Going here. Of course, Dragon's Descent is available as well as the Onslaught of Shadows. Both these top laners just going to head back to the creep wave.
Yeah, you see, unfortunately, Koro's still getting the better of that. Oh, Pawn in trouble.
Yeah, flashes immediately when that Glacial Prison comes in. Loveling looking for it. There's another chain to land as well as the flash comes down. The Ignite's still ticking, but Super Mega Death Rocket doesn't quite get there. And oh my goodness, Jiang's... Oh my gosh, Pawn going in very aggressively as the rest of EDG are able to lock down that kill there onto Loveling. And OMG, they rotate their bottom lane around. The Howling Gale comes across. The Chompers are there, but EDG, they've got what they want, and they're just going to get out.
Yeah, so they pick up a kill onto their jungler, but an assist goes through for Koro in the top lane. And even though he packed up and left, he still has the CS advantage, so he'll be able to get back up there. Dragon is being looked at by Mako, but won't happen. And unfortunately, Uzi, who was winning his lane, had to rotate up into the mid lane to try and help out. And that means that he lost a little bit of CS. He was up a little bit further.
Yeah, and actually going with the Bomby Cinder there, sitting on also the jungle item, so he is able to clear out these camps a little bit faster. Going actually going to discover Clear Love here. And you can see the fact that oh, there's the Dragon's Descent coming across as Going looking to try and get something done, but of course can't get the red buff. And that little Cinderling was attacking the Dragon. I don't think Clear Love even noticed.
No, I don't think he noticed either. Maybe he thought it was a little bit of a visual bug. It wasn't Clear Love, thank you. But able to, that was a little bit weird that he couldn't get the smite off in time because, of course, he was higher level than Clear Love, was 2 levels clear, and Clear Love just...
Yeah, this consume
he does this full time, of course.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we've been talking about these top laners with their smite not able to outsmite the junglers. But
the posers, if you will, Atlas.
Yeah, precisely. The Storm going to help Uzi easily last hit these minions under the turret, but of course the pickaxe probably going to be helpful there. And how is Pawn doing so much work here in the mid lane? I think it might have been a drive-by there from Clear Love, but It's a Nunu. He doesn't offer all that much.
I respectfully disagree. Nunu is a very frustrating ganker in the early game. As Papa Smithy says, more of a nuisance than anything else. But as you can see, he doesn't give many cares.
He's certainly, yeah, you're right, being a nuisance. Just going to eat the Raptor there as well. And who's he going to throw down some chompers just to try and get Mako out of his face, but they are going to dissipate as well. Level 6 has been hit here by the bottom lane. Things getting dangerous. And Loveling, he's getting so frustrated by this little Yeti.
Well, Clearlove is just using his Sightstone that he's already picked up ahead of course, the Cinderholt to just throw wards onto every single one of the major camps. Not going to be surprised if he just smites it.
Yep. Takes it away. Nothing that Loveling can do. That is so frustrating.
Oh, and Jiyoung being pinked out again.
If Pawn had flash, he would have flashed on top of Jiyoung then. I just have a feeling.
Well, thank God he didn't, because it would have been a bad play. As we see some CS being collected here.
I guess my Spidey senses aren't quite as good as yours. Is Pawn going to be able to clear out these minions here under the turret, and Loveling going to clear out.
Loveling strikes back.
Yep. Smite this, Clearlove. Zhang, he's going to try and go for one as well. Another pink wall going to be removed as Pawn's coming around.
Oh, a little bit of a mistime there. No, you just keep on top of it. So they both get a ward each.
Yep.
Jiyoung, definitely the winner of that one, because his was pink.
That is true. A little bit of extra auto attacks needed as well to take that one down, as Pawn going to head back towards this mid lane, continuing to have quite a CS advantage, as these blue buffs are going to be respawning relatively soon as well.
And Dragon hasn't even been looked at yet, Atlas. It's 12
no
minutes into the game, one of the later ones, but even more surprising, a 2,000 gold lead has been collected for EDG in a very neutral early game. They picked up a couple of early kills. They've also got CS advantages in every lane except for bottom. Doing a fantastic job of, I guess, controlling this early game.
Yeah, and it seems like it's just off the back of, Clearlove picking up a few extra meaningful camps here at the same time. I mean, that has to be where some of that gold advantage is, because it just doesn't look like there should be 2,000 gold without any turrets going down, without any significant kill advantages here in these lanes.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, but OMG, they make the first move. They're starting up the Dragon. They're on top of a ward.
Destiny's going to be available.
EDG might want to fight for this one.
Yeah, Clearlove coming around. Absolute Zero, of course, is there, as Mako does have a stun primed as well. OMG, they are going to back away from this Dragon as going, heading towards the mid lane. Multiple Dragons are going to become versed about so far in this game, but
Jiyoung misses probably the biggest target on the map, so that's not great.
That is not ideal. One though, standing around here is Clearlove going to head in and feed him the blue buff, as the Krogs are going to be taken here by the OMG bottom lane. And a Jinx with free farm, that is definitely a good thing here for OMG. So Uzi, of course, another fantastic player in order to have so much free time here in these lanes, does have a CS advantage here on the bottom side. But you have to think that the mid-game power spikes are going to be coming here for EDG, as, of course, Koro not going to be sort of the squishy horse that you can sometimes expect who builds the Trinity Force. He's going to have a Cinderhulk. He's going to be a monster.
Yeah, he certainly is. And with that skirmish, as a challenging smite come through, as a nice tornado, and Saf just help Clearlove secure that first Dragon for his team. He's probably going to be able to dive on top of Uzi at this point anyway and take him off the map solo. So definitely have to respect what's coming through, especially if he gets any form of home guard teleport coming through there, as going once again just trying to be a nuisance on Shyvana. Yep. And if we saw anything out of yesterday's game, they go in.
Yeah, there's a massive tip as the Destiny comes through as well. Monsoon has been popped, but Uzi's the only target that they want. Either Storm tries to help out, but not going to find it. 5 members here on the bottom side, as Low is just going to get exploded. Clearlove just tanked up that turret forever, and now Going's here to die as well, offering himself up as a sacrifice, and Pawn doesn't even die. What the heck? That looked like he should have certainly fallen down.
Yeah, the heal came through from Deft at the last moment to save the mid laner's life, and that is 3 for nothing. And a tower. Dragon had already fallen previously, and this early game is firmly in the hands of EDG.
Yeah, and Loveling was sort of milling about towards the top side of the map, but let's have a look at this again.
Yeah, so they just go super aggressive. Chompers wasn't hit by anyone, and they blow Uzi up. You think, that's a bad gank. He has no mana, but all they needed was the gold card. Meanwhile, this is the cute part about it. That kill would have gone over to Clearlove, but Koro pushes him off the fully charged Nunu ultimate to make sure that he doesn't, and Def Actually, Koro picked up another kill, so he gets 2. Pawn stays alive in the end, and
that heal came through as the damage was being calculated from that turret. So it never went up to the health of being able to survive the turret. It looked ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think that Def was weighing it in his mind. Do I want to save him? It is my summoner spell. He didn't ask for it.
Yeah, that's true. But he is, in the end, going to save his mid laner, who, of course, has 100% kill participation at this stage of the game. The 5 kills there. Only one of those kills actually going to himself, of course, that first blood, but has been able to facilitate a lot of the work done here. As he's actually opted for
Athene's Unholy Grail?
That's the one. I don't know how I forgot that name. It's my favorite item to build at the moment, but a lot of magic resist there in the mid lane.
Yeah, it certainly isn't. You have to respect it. Shyvana at this point of the game, all magic damage. Lovely. He's going to be magic damage for all of the game as well, not to mention Ziyang there in the mid lane, so have to agree with the build. It's only really Uzi you have to worry about. You'll incidentally pick up, of course, that Zhonya's Hourglass late game to deal with that, so I think that he's onto something with this build.
Yeah, and of course, if you lock in a gold card and then Destiny and you just use that on the Jinx, then you don't need to worry about any of the physical damage that's coming through because the Jinx is dead.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't think he can one-shot her with a gold card yet.
Oh, but the rest of the team's going to be there.
Ah, okay.
That was my thinking. That was my little plan that I had.
I like it.
It's not about me. It's not about my plan. Let's see whether that's what Pawn is considering. Is the Zap not going to find its target? And the blue card going to be there as well. Wild card going to snag Uzi there in the mid lane as Clearlove looking to blood boil him his way towards
going
the
very
OMG
aggressive.
lineup.
Meanwhile, Loveling is behind them. Doesn't look like he wants to get aggressive because Mako and Def, they're also in this mid lane. Lovely. He copped a snowball there somehow.
Yeah, Mako actually in a bit of trouble here. There's the Glacial Prison to come through. Mako gets deleted, but the Super Mega Death Rocket going wide. Destiny's here as Pawn looking for an opportunity to go in. Does land the gold card onto Uzi, but going there in the back line as Deft and Pawn getting zoned completely. This dragon is an absolute monster. Xian going to be able to clean up Deft. The double kill to come through. Koro now finds himself in a very uncomfortable position. And Clearlove just watches it all happen, and Ziyang picks up a triple.
Yeah, but it was all off the back of a fantastic Sejuani ultimate coming through from Lovely. Nailing people, set up the layering of CC that we always talk about with the hyper carry Jinx, and then that massive dragon flying in on the back line. If anyone's going to love the current meta, Atlas, you feel it is going to be OMG's top laner. Going has been waiting for the carries to come back all season long.
And it's not even, you don't need to be building a Vampiric Scepter on a Shyvana in general, but he's going to pick it up. Of course, just allows him to counter jungle without losing any health ever.
Yeah, exactly right. Also could go towards a Blade of the Ruined King to help him get squishy. Of course, Death, a very short-range carry, so won't be able to deal with a Blade of the Ruined King coming through from Shyvana. All the movement speed up.
Do you get extra movement speed back from the Blade of the Ruined King if she's popped on the hunt?
Yeah, of course you do.
That's cool. That's really cool. I like the synergy there, but it is going to be Koro going for the Trinity Force here in response.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Koro, he's looking to get aggressive. Of course, Phage synergizes very well with the Cinderhulk pickup there. Gives you a little bit of extra bang for buck if you want to get that going there. And we see blue buff was picked up by Pawn, so he's going to run back into his lane. But EDG, they gave away some of their early aggression.
Yeah, and this tower is definitely going to go down here as well. OMG pick up their favorite tower in the game.
Everyone's favorite turret. Mid turret is unsurpassed. It just gives you access to the rest of the map so easy. It is by far worth the most. As we see now, Koro, even with a level advantage, starting to get bullied by the Shyvana, and this is what we said would happen. It would get to a certain point where he just can't contest anymore. Going can just clear waves a lot better, and he just is a big, beefy man.
Yeah, and you can also clear waves whilst focusing all of your attentions and auto attacks onto Koro here. So
he's even going to go the dirty farming. Look at him. He's in between turrets. Is he going to go up there? No, he doesn't.
It's the dragon singed. But OMG just rotating around this map, using that minigun to great effect to take down all of these turrets. You have to think that the top lane going to be the next option, but they're shoving in pretty hard here on the bottom side. Zuzi going to use that rocket in order to pick that one up. But Deft actually not going to get dived here at this stage. Mako's still there with the counter stun possibility, and Pawn.
Dragon looks to be the next objective, but top turret fell in the meantime. So this is 200 gold only in EDG's favor after, well, what, 2,000 gold ahead before. So bringing it right back now is OMG. They've got the turret advantage for themselves as well, and they might have been caught out here.
Yeah, Zhang does land the chain, but Blood Boil is going to help get Nunu a little bit out of danger there, as Distortion going to be used by Zhang just to clear out this wave. And EDG still milling about here. We'll see whether they look to make any moves, because of course keeping Mako alive is going to be very important. Loveling might be caught out a little bit.
They're going, just stealing away the red buff while all this is happening with his smite, able to pick that one up. He'll even rotate into the Raptors. He's just taken the whole of the red side of EDG's jungle, and not really much they can do at this point. It looks like they want to fight. Will the teleport come through? Yes, it does.
Yeah, they're looking for it here as Clear Love coming through the backside. We'll see whether he manages to get the smite down. As oh my goodness, the ultimate in order to stop him from stealing that one away. And Loveling now trying to engage onto this one. The Monsoon comes through. Chomper's not going to do too much, but the pause right in the middle of all the action. You can hear all of the supporters there, the Chinese supporters in the studio, getting a little bit upset about that pause to come down. But my goodness, we can take this moment now to assess exactly what's... You see Uzi is like, what the heck is going on, man?
He's like, who paused the game?
Oh, golly gee. He did have some low health bars there, but now that it's no longer on the screen, Spawn, if you want to go through, having no Monsoon and no Glacial Prison for the end of this team fight, how do you think it's going to go?
Yeah, so what happened there is they used it and they didn't really get much, and you saw at the end of that fight, Koro had dove onto the backline. I think that's what Uzi had just realized as the pause came through.
Maybe it was Pawn that caused it.
Was the fact that, yeah, there we go.
Yep, we're back into this one as well as Jiang. He's going to fall down. Def picks up that kill as well as there's the Destiny over the backside, and EDG just roll over the team fight. Going, the only man standing, manages to get out of there alive, but EDG quickly reaffirm that 2,000 gold lead.
Yeah, they certainly do. They'll even be able to push in and grab. No, they're going for the Baron. What an aggressive early game move. Of course, teleport still is available, but with 5 seconds on the jungler, they might be able to get it done.
Hey, and Tibbers' uptime is massive as well. The Bear going to be able to tank up this Baron at the same time. Clearlove, he can eat chunks out of it if he wants to, is going. He can offer a smite steal, potentially, if he manages to use that Dragon's Descent in order to get himself in there.
And he is the highest on the map, Atlas, so maybe he can.
Does he have Consume as well? That's the big deal, but Pawn was able to zone him out, and that's an easy Baron there off a beautiful team fight for EDG.
Yeah, and now all of a sudden a 4,000 gold lead has been accumulated, and that's probably a finished Trinity Force as well, which is horrible news as we take another look at this one without the pause this time. So it was all about Koro on the backline by himself. He was just wreaking havoc, and everyone had to collapse around him, which just meant that the rest of EDG were having a field day. Free hitting, you see Clearlove, no hesitation over that wall with Mako, and just a very well-oiled unit when you watch them teamfight EDG. There is no hesitation. The thing about teamfighting is if everyone's doing the same thing, doesn't matter if it's the right or wrong thing, most of the time you win these team fights because it's just one unit. As soon as there's any hesitation, which is why a lot of people struggle in solo queue, things start going badly. If you're all going to do the same thing, one bad call better than all 5 different good calls, and you just saw every single person willing to flash over the wall, willing to get in their face.
Yeah, and this is the thing as well, is no matter how much health you have, you're still going to deal the same amount of damage as well. So managing to remove one person from a team fight and leaving the other person at full health is going to equal the same amount of damage, as EDG are going to lose the bottom out of turret. Uzi able to chunk through that one with almost that Phantom Dancer completed.
Yeah, the Archer build has actually come through here from Death.
Interesting.
Wants to be able to get a lot of work done before the team fight even starts by chunking people out with that Boomerang Blade and counting on the Ricochet for a little bit of auto attack reset. You have to think here. So I like the pickup there. It's very cost efficient. Doesn't really augment well with the crit from Infinity Edge, of course, but after the changes, Infinity Edge gives the exact same amount of AD as everything else.
Yep, the 80 AD. Is it 80?
I think it's something like that. 80.
It's a large number, irrespective. Loveling is going to find the ultimate here on a Clearlove. Probably not the target they want, and Deft is just going to destroy him. Pawn's going to use the Zhonya's Hourglass, but may find himself now in an uncomfortable position. So the pause is going to come through once again. Of course, a couple of summoner spells still available here for Pawn.
And so I think that's a Shyvana on the top side of the fight. I can't tell for certain.
Yeah, Pawn's just like, I'm golden, guys. It's fine. Don't you worry. It's the longest Zhonya's that we've had ever.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep, not going to argue with that. I definitely haven't counted any others, so.
No, it's true. True, we are back into this one, though. Pawn did manage to flash away to safety. They are going to be able to take the outer turret here in the mid lane as low. He's going to get feared back. No, he's not actually, as Koro goes really, really deep into this one. Uzi's going to die, and Deft, the instant triple kill. My goodness. Well, it's not that instant as Going's taking a long time to go down. Pawn's going to find Jiang here on the backside as the... Oh, my goodness, he's in a lot of trouble. Mako, wildcard almost landing there. Clear Love being annoying, and the ace is going to get completed here from Pawn. And EDG, they just switch it on, and it was looking very even. OMG looking like they certainly had a foot in the door, but not anymore, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it certainly has been slammed shut, and boy, it's been done by Deft again. This guy's an absolute monster at the moment. 6-1 and 6, now 30 CS up, and Atlas, that's a counter matchup. Jinx should be able to do all kinds of good things in that lane. Was never able to really get ahead. You have to think it's a lot to do with Mako on Annie, and I just don't understand how he gets it. He's shown time and time again that this is his best support champion.
Yeah, the thing that's ridiculous, though, is that Deft didn't look like he was really doing anything special at all until these sort of mid-game skirmishes. Mid-game teamfights broke out. That on the hunt, get him a whole lot of assist gold, picks up the Infinity Edge Last Whisper, and starts wrecking these fights with the Ricochet.
Yeah, exactly right. So able to get in there and really do great things. Now finished up the Phantom Dancer, so he's got 4 items and only 25 minutes in the game. And it's not like he's gone a static shift build. This is all out on the late game, so Deft is going to be terrifying no matter when it is. And all of a sudden, that Blade of the Ruined King pickup doesn't look so great on an 0-2-3 going.
Yeah, and the thing that I really love about this one as well is you were mentioning the fact that he went for the sort of pseudo-archer build by picking up the Last Whisper early with just the Zeal for attack speed. But that's brilliant because it does go into that late-game build so beautifully at the same time, but you get exactly the tools you need to be sort of a caster AD.
Yeah, exactly right. And, you know, if it had have gone south, he could have picked up the Static Shiv a little bit better, a little bit more cost-effective.
Yeah.
Some more upfront bursts in the team fights and just tried to get it going that way. But no, recognizes that now he is the major carry and happy to go into that full build. I really like what he did there. I agree. It was a brilliant pickup.
Yeah, and Pawn now in this bottom side of the map does have a blasting one here. Could be going towards that Void stuff if he wants to, but not a whole lot of magic resist available. You have to think that he wants to put a hat on. As that Randuin's is going to be... Rabadon's is going to be the option here. If you build a Randuin's, I would be very surprised. Of course,
he doesn't need a shield.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy.
He's already got an hourglass. Why would you need a shield?
And a staff and a cup.
Yep, and he's the perfect wizard. He does need to build his hat. So he can tell time, drink stuff, and have a staff. And do it in the sun whilst remaining safe, of course. But Jiang going to get caught there by a little bit of a...
and wow.
Oh, dear.
Ji Young. A little bit of a misplay there. Wasn't made to pay for it, though, so that's fine. They'll back away from that one.
Clear Love's only form of anything to hit an enemy with was on cooldown. Unfortunately. But Uzi going to clear out these waves here as well. EDG looking for some sort of flank here.
They've got it.
On the hunt has been popped as they flash into this one. There's the Tibber stun as well. Destiny comes through. Uzi in a whole lot of trouble as Koro comes through the backside and destroys him. The double kill immediately for the horse. The gold card's there as well. Triple kill locked down. Jiang completely on the wrong side of the map with 0 health. And this is going to mean an inhibitor or more here for EDG. What a wonderful flank.
Yeah, and they just hit the go button one more time. They're willing to just get in the face of OMG. And you have to think this is EDG sending a message to everyone else. They are not taking their foot off the pedal whatsoever at the end of this season. They definitely want to be the team that represents the LPL at MSI.
And they're certainly looking like that team as well. And I don't know who's going to be able to take games off these guys. They are looking unstoppable, irrespective of what they pick up. Pawn looks like he can play any champion ever and still look like an absolute god there in the mid lane. And Clear Love 1-0 and 13, by the way. Let's have a look at this one again.
Yeah, so they teleport to the bottom side of the lane. That's very important to watch because that means that they can't retreat that way and then just fly over the tanks into the backline. That's why Pawn and Koro such good dive buddies because they don't care that Sejuani's there. They're just happy to jump over her and completely destroy Uzi after that. It's really just cleanup duty because no one can challenge Deft at the moment.
Yeah, and Koro there with the Skirmisher's Saber as well, just launches himself into the backline, skirmishes on whoever he wants. I think that, you know, Uzi was already dead at that stage, so wasn't all that necessary. But now that he has the Spirit Visage, almost has the Frozen Heart completed as well. This horse is most definitely a big deal this game.
Yeah, it certainly is. And you can see 8 seconds until the second Baron respawns. Oh, as you probably don't want to do that, Gio.
No, he doesn't. Has used the Mimic there as well as he gets feared back. And my goodness, Def's boomerangs do a fair bit of damage. And EDG, they can go for the Baron if they want to. We'll see whether that's the decision, and it is going to be.
And you see straight away, smart play. Pawn gets a ward down. Make sure there's no one here that can challenge unless they're coming through vision. They turn around.
Look, all of them turn at exactly the same time here as well. Beautiful Glacial Prisoners go going, comes through the backside. That Super Mega Death Rocket didn't do too much Super Mega Death, but Pawn, he's right in amongst it. They managed to get at least going there, but Pawn, I don't quite know where he was destinying to.
He tried to get onto the back line, recognized that Going was dead. There was nothing that could stop his port, so him and Def straight away turned around, left it up to everyone else to take out Going. We're looking for more kills, but that's the surrender vote coming through, and wow, in 29 minutes, EDG absolutely destroy OMG.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a massive gold lead, of course, there for EDG, but they hadn't broken through the base. OMG not wanting to play that one out at all, and maybe a little bit premature there on the surrender.
No, I definitely don't think. 2 Barons, and we're so far ahead. Deft was wrecking people. That game was only going to get worse from there, so they get it over and done with, move on to the next one, but EDG, they're not taking prisoners, I can tell you that much.
Oh, most definitely not. They're looking to steamroll their way into these playoffs, and whoever is in the last place as far as this playoff standing is concerned is going to be a terrified team, be it M3 or WE heading into this one, because EDG look completely unstoppable. But, ladies and gentlemen, there is still one more game in this series. EDG looking to make it a 2-0 against OMG and make it a 3-1 throughout the split. Guys, don't go anywhere.